We want to make sure that we get a hold of everyone who wants to participate. And we're hoping that you'll share with your friends, your neighbors, your family members. Symptoms or no, it is important that as many people as possible participate, do. We want all that data that's out there. Next up, we're going to hear from our lead PI in this is Dr. Erin Haynes from the University of Kentucky.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you. Thank you, Cheney, for hosting us, and Misty Allison for helping to organize, and the high school for allowing us to come in through your doors. We really appreciate it. So I'm with the University of Kentucky, but I live in Ohio. I'm a longtime Ohio resident. And so when this derailment occurred, it was the largest scale environmental crisis I had seen ever in Ohio. And it was like, what can we do to help our residents? That's how I felt. So we launched in.
We wanted to do so much early on, but everything takes money. Everything takes money. And I used money that I had at the University of Kentucky. And so I was able to mobilize those funds and start piloting, start doing little tests and working with the community on some air sampling. And we did dioxin tests in about 20 people, small things.
So one thing that we did was track health symptoms. I was seeing or hearing reports about health conditions, and I was like, this needs to be documented. So we asked residents to complete a survey, and it was some of the health symptoms that they've been reporting: upper respiratory, rashes, nausea, vomiting, bloody noses in children. We had an open-ended question, and we said, tell us anything else you think we should know. And we started seeing some of the female participants reporting menstrual cycle issues. And it's like, this is important to add. And then began seeing it wasn't just one woman, it was many. One of the other health conditions that we've been mainly focusing on is stress. What you experienced was a major trauma. And we know that also trauma can affect every organ of the body. So we began creating studies to address those health outcomes. So we've designed this next phase of research using this data. And today we listened to more residents and heard about more ongoing concerns. And so already we're revising the questions and what we're going to be doing in the future based on your input. Okay, so this is just some visuals. This is our website. And because I can't go over everything in this short amount of time, but on the fact sheet that we have, there's the QR code. You can go to the webpage. And this is a voluntary project. There's all research, you have to consent, and it's your choice. We are providing a nominal amount of funding for you because we know it takes your time and we value your time. So my job, I'll say in this, is to do the right thing by you. And the more you can tell me and tell us about your ongoing health concerns, the better we'll be able to do our job.
Hi, my name is Bud. I'm speaking for my son, who is now in a hospice house in Youngstown. He has stage 4 brain cancer, just coming from someplace else in his body and ending up in his brain. Unfortunately, he's only going to be around for a few more days. They never found the source of the cancer. He would like to know where that's coming from, and so would I. He lives 432 yards away from the derailment. He lost the use of his right hand and right leg and part of his face and mouth. He had trouble talking. I just think this ought to be addressed. The ground ought to be excavated in terms of what's in the ground. But I don't know what else to say, just that he would like to know where this came from, and I would like to know. Thank you for listening.
What's the post-action plan, post-research? Let's say you find a high tick in liver cancer, thyroid cancer. You find these problems in these human beings. what is your post-research plan? Are you part of that post-research plan? What's the action plan once data is received 1 year, 2 year, 5 years down the road? Is that something we go back to the federal government for? Or is that, what is the plan? You know, you can collect all the data, but what is the post-plan once that data is collected?
That's the big question. What do we do with that information? So, great question. We have our research role, but part of our role is to communicate that data, those facts, the things that we're seeing. So everyone who participates is going to get that facts, those data. The whole community will by community level fact sheets. We're going to work with the media so we can share it publicly. I think that's important, but then also taking it to those who are in power or in positions of power and decision that could enable an action. We don't have that position, but we will take it to them. Policymakers, we'll take it to the local health department. We'll take it all the way as far as we need to go. We will also communicate this and use it as a resource for the local healthcare providers. So if we see something, they need to be aware of it because they could be treating other people with the same. They need to know how to prevent. The more prevention, if we know something, you can do more on the prevention side. So we're going to communicate it in many avenues. But then we'll probably need your assistance to help push the top issue. Thank you so much.
That's it. There's papers in the back. Grab them, get the resources, and yeah, pop into the way station. We're going to have stuff there. They're still working on the surveys, but those will be coming out soon, and we'll make sure we share that through all forms of media, print, social, news, the whole thing. Thank you, guys.